Hello, adventurers. Sorry for the delay. It has been chaos since my last post. But today we're going to talk about barbarians. I kind of really enjoy barbarians for the simple fact that they are exactly what they claim to be. They are the meat tank shield for the party. They go in, stir up a whole bunch of stuff, knock a whole bunch of things down. Basically, they go in and they control all the aggro. I love that. So, let's talk about barbarians. Level 1, character creation, super straightforward. First thing, you get a D12, which is the highest dice for health. There's a reason. Along with that, they get a feature called Rage. If you've watched Critical Role, basically it's the same thing. You say, I would like to rage as a bonus action. And then you are able to basically take advantage of the next part, which is unarmored defense. If you are not wearing armor of any kind, light, medium, heavy, you get this feature. What it means is anything that is bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing, you take half damage. At low levels, this is great. It basically means you have twice your health pool. So it really is great. It also lets you add in strength to your damage die, and you even get a little bonus because of the rage. So you take less damage, you deal more damage. It's really a great thing. At level 2, you can make a reckless attack. What that basically means is you're kind of like swinging wild, but that means you also get advantage with your strength attacks. So if you're swinging with a two-handed war axe, you basically get to roll twice. You're taking the highest number. The DM will tell you if that hits. If it does, great. Now you roll your damage dice. The downside to that, you also get attacked with advantage. So that means that horde of goblins is now hitting you potentially even more. Oh, I should also note that shields do not count towards the unarmored defense. So you can have your strength and constitution based barbarian wearing a shield. Does mean you have to go with one arm attacks, not two, but it also makes you 2 points harder to hit. Kind of worth it. Also at level 2, you have danger sense, which means you have advantage on dexterity saves versus things that you can see. So traps, poison effects, anything that basically is going to trigger a dexterity saving throw. If it is something that can be seen, you have advantage on. At level 3, and we'll go into these down the road, these are your primal paths. So what does that mean? It's basically defining the kind of barbarian that you are. It's your subclass. And they have a lot. So it's important to pick the one path that you're like, yes, I'm going to do this one. Some are more advantageous than others. Some lend themselves to frontline fighting more than others. Some are more DPS based than others. It'll be up to you, but we'll get into those later on. Level 4, and it's level 4, 8, 12, 16, you get a few of these, is ability score improvements. So basically you get 2 points that you can allocate anywhere, or you can take a feat. Feats are great if you find that certain situations are coming up a lot. One good rule of thumb, take an ability score, and then on the next one, take a feat. It kind of helps you balance out. It lets you get some extra bonuses when you are trying to do things. We can go into those later. Again, that's too long for a short video. Level 5, you get an extra attack. Hooray! That means you get to attack twice now. Who doesn't love that? You also get 10 extra feet of movement. So you're not just limited to your 30 or 25. Now you're looking at 35 to 40 feet. Harder to get away from you, basically. Level 7, you get a feral instinct, which means you are harder to surprise, so you have advantage on your initiative rolls. Hopefully you have a few points in dexterity. That way you're able to go towards the top of the list instead of towards the bottom. After that, there is a feature called Brutal Critical. So this is also at level 9. So at level 9, you take Brutal Critical. I can talk. You're doing 1 extra damage every time you roll a d20. So you roll your damage. Ooh, natural 20. Yes, love that. You are, in essence, rolling another weapon die with that damage roll. So instead of rolling 1d10 or a 1d12 for whatever weapon you're using, or a d8, you're rolling 2. So instead of doing, it's a d8, instead of possible 8 points of damage, now you're doing a possible 16. See how that's going to help out. At a level 11, you have Relentless Rage. If you are raging and you get knocked down to 0 hit points, you can roll a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. And if you make it, you're automatically popped back up to 1 hit point. Problem is, every time you do it, the DC goes up by 5 until you finish a long rest. So hopefully that doesn't happen in a big boss fight where you're going down a lot. But again, that's handy to have. It's basically like a get out of death free card. Level 15 is Persistent Rage, which basically means you are enraged and it doesn't end unless you are either knocked out or you choose to end your own rage. It's a nice feature. Level 18, Indomitable Might, which means your strength checks cannot be lower than your strength score. So if you're trying to like knock down a door and you roll like a 2, well, if your strength score is a +5, it's already at 5. At level 20, and very rarely will anyone actually follow a level 20 all the way through Barbarian, mostly because there's other bonuses and other classes that can help you out and do more damage than what level 20 will get you as a Barbarian. Level 20 is Primal Champion. That means you basically get a +4 in con and in strength. And your new max in those areas is up to 24. Typically, you're going to find things like a belt of stone giant strength or any kind of giant strength. That ups your strength already. So usually something like that you don't have to worry about. And taking half damage at level 20, you're probably capping out around 300 points of health. That's a lot. So you have to take a ton of damage for your constitution, to get wrecked. This is only the basics, like what's in the player's handbook for barbarians. So think of it as kind of like that introductory course. Decide if you want to play a barbarian. Barbarians are very frontline fighters. They are designed to be there to protect the rest of that party and keep things from getting too out of hand for the party. You want things out of hand for the DM and all of the monsters that they may be throwing at you. But everything that they're throwing at you, that's something you get to hit, which in D&D, it's all about fun. So hopefully this gives you a good breakdown on what it means to be a barbarian. We'll go into every class hereafter And once we finish up with Wizard and Warlock, we'll actually do that character build. And if you guys want to start commenting what you want to see, we'll start doing, I'll even put like a poll up there at some point. Now, I did promise that we would do some cookies. So here we go. This is going to make about 15 cookies. You need, and I hope you have a pencil, I am learning some software. So hopefully, as this continues, I'll be able to post screenshots and other things like this. Maybe a link up in, I don't know, this corner or that corner. I don't know. We'll see. But as I say, I'm learning. This makes 15 cookies. You need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt. Sift all that into a separate bowl. Yes, you have to sift it. It's going to give it more air, which is going to make your cookies lighter and give it that a bit of fluffiness, which is you want. 3/4 cup butter. So basically, it's 1.5 sticks. Do not melt it. You just want it room temperature. And then 1 cup of packed brown sugar. If you don't know how or why for packing, you're just taking the back of a spoon and pushing that brown sugar into your measuring cup. You also need a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Now, beat the butter until it is basically soft. Add in the 2 sugars. Beat those until it's all kind of comes together. Then you're adding in 1 tablespoon, that's the big one, of vanilla or vanilla extract. Many times you'll see recipes that say like use an egg yolk and an egg white, or just an egg and then another egg yolk. I've found this recipe works just fine if you do it with 2 eggs. Less mess to worry about. Beat in the extract and the eggs. Get those incorporated just until it looks like oatmeal. Once it looks like oatmeal, stop it. Add in all the dry ingredients, and on as low a speed as you have, adjust it so it can just start mixing it together. Once everything is incorporated, you're doing fine. At that point, add in 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Once you've got that, you have to use like your own portion scoop. I like the ones that you can get at like basically any grocery store. It should come out to be about a little bigger than like a 50-cent piece once you put it on. When I bake them, I usually have a 3 by 4 or 5 kind of lineup. They will spread out and they'll bake up. They'll super delicious. I'll even show you the plate that I have. You're going to need to bake these at 325, and depending on the oven, if it's a convection oven, 300, and kudos to you for having a convection oven. If you're like me and you have a still oven, 325. I've found it takes anywhere between 14 to 16 minutes to get them kind of golden. You'll see a little browning on the edge. That's when you know you are spot on. So bake those, pull them out, and if they look like they're still wet, maybe give it a minute. But you want them to have that golden color to it and a little brown along the bottom. Pull them out of the oven, let them cool, minimum 10 minutes. So I'll show you what they look like. And here we go. Look, see, I made 3 batches. My family ate all of them. I even set some aside and they're gone. So you're going to have to trust me on these. When they will come out, they will look amazing. But I got nothing to show you. I do have some pictures of when I was making them, and I think I have some pictures of final results. So I'll try and post those into the video. Maybe I can get something there. I don't know. Again, learning software. So bake them, try them, come back, throw a comment in, let me know if you like them, and let me know if you're going to build a barbarian. I'm looking forward to hearing this and building this channel. So until next time, game on.